Today's, as we know this, we have had a word with you regarding that when the civilization starts. So the basic needs of a person is food, shelter, and clothes. So clothes is a primary need which comes under the objective of a person. So once it is fulfilled, then person will go for the other motivational requirements. So physiological need is a major priority. So the cloth business, if we start this one, so it is a major market after the information technology in today's world. If we see the global market area, so this business is 100% successful business. Either we started with a small amount of money in terms of a garmenting or in the terms of a shop. So it has no losses at any cost, depends upon the hard work how much we can put in, and even though the monetary involved into it is a very less. And second thing is that it is a year old business where the skillness level we can easily learn, or various institutes are there which provide us these types of skills. So that's why I can say you that this is a very best business, and even though the technology are easily available from the various areas too. Generally, when we start the business, the budget allocation means the monetary parts need to be required, how much it is. So if suppose I will take an example of taking only a niche area, that is catering only to the denim in trousers for men or the t-shirts, right? So in that case, what will happen, we need a 20 by 60 square foot of area, so of a market, and where the footfall is, we can say in terms of a market, we can say where the number of people gather over there. So generally 50,000 is a minimum money, with 200 pieces of t-shirts, or along with the this one, your trousers, you can start with this one. So automatically when the footfall starts more, and persons or the people, those who are come over there, they see the products or the ranges, and even though the cost aspects is also matters, and by comparing the markets what they are serving to the public. So generally in t-shirts is a basic requirement, so it has cost not more than 500 rupees. And even though again denim, if we compare that in today's time, the young generation most probably prefer. So these are the two basic things that we can, through this we can start, not more than 1 to 2 lakh. 2 lakh is too much amount, we can say 50 to 1 lakh as general cost of money need to be required if you have your own space. And second thing is that if you want to start your own venture to producing these products, so that need to be required in terms of a space allocation area for your this one, for the setting up industries, manpowers or machineries, that to be funded by, we can say, in terms of a loan from the banks also. So n number of banks are there. If you have a capability or an eligibility of by the skillfulness area or qualification, definitely you can start this one by interaction with the bank persons. When we start this business, we have to know the nitty-gritties. Even the problems do comes, even though the machineries and infrastructures. So first of all, we have to know the knowledge part area. This generally we acquired from the academic institutes. I'll take an example of the academic institute which are catering into this one. Many polytechnic colleges are there and many degree colleges are there. So I'll take an example of Northern Indian Institute of Fashion Technology, which is in Mohali too, from where we are professors. So we are also providing in a various sections. So textile area, garment manufacturing technology areas, right? BSCs, MSc programs is also there. If you don't want to, there is certificate programs. We will provide you the skillness how to operate the machines, the various design structures that need to be required, right? What are the market trends, what are the demands, and even though the retail sections knowledge should be put up into this FDCT courses. So and n number of also the programs are there which will also linked into this one. And another, if you go for another which is beyond this one, Chandigarh area, that is your Delhi, Bombay, NIFT, or various types of institutes are there which are providing these courses in terms of skillness.
When we have to basically start an outlet, as you have already heard earlier, that you need a 20 by 60 square feet area. So in that we have already discussed that whether you want to go in for menswear or women's wear. So if menswear, obviously you have to see whether you want to go for uppers or lowers. If you're going into uppers, let's say t-shirts, shirts, you want to stock, so minimum amount will be, let's say 100 t-shirts and 100 shirts in various sizes and colors should be there. But then the colors have to be there in also all sizes. If you are keeping small, medium, large and extra large, so maximum sizes that you have to store should be medium and large, because that is the most sellable items. And also, let's say you can have small number of styles, a particular style, let's say only 4 styles, but then all sizes and all colors should be available, so that your consumer can really see that yes, these are the various colors in various styles that is available in your outlet. Apart from that, you can also have accessories also, like belts. You can go in for shoes, socks, handkerchiefs, scarf, which will be an add-on to your sales volume, because these are small nitty-gritty items which will be purchased definitely with the main item. When we talk of marketing, when you have already opened your shop, and marketing techniques, you can go in through advertising. The cheapest advertisement is through newspaper. You can have pamphlets, you can have brochures, or on the roadside you can have billboards hanging that's a new shop is being opened. Another is you can go in for exhibitions. You can have a stall in a various exhibition, because footfall is maximum in small exhibitions. So when you're talking of exhibitions, then your outlet will be visited by various people, and when footfall is more, they will definitely, if they like your product, they will come to your outlet. Another is you can go on online also, because today is an online day, and online people are really buying in metropolitan. So even if you're sitting in a small city of Punjab, you can cater to Europe, Canada, USA, wherever you want to sell your product. And let me tell you that foreign countries where people, they are crazy for Punjabi product. So this is a very, very good area, because Punjab has a lot of skills, Punjab has a lot of handicrafts available. So you can create those, like small fulkari, dupattas and all can be created, and they can be sold online to foreign countries and even in India also. When we talk of selling fields, majorly 2 seasons are there, summer and winter. So it's when it's the onset of summers, let's say March, February, March, your stock should be there in your store, because people start buying, at the end of February or March. And when it is onset of, let's say, rainy season, that starts in July. So your sales should basically start somewhere in June also, because then that is the ending season of summer. So once the ending season, it is not that you start your sales in August. Why? Because people will not buy the product, because season has already gone. But when before 2 months of the season, of the next season, your sales should be started. And there is a technique of putting off discounts also. You should not start with immediately 50% or 70% off, because that will give a wrong feedback to the consumer. Consumer thinks that it is already stock lying with them, that is why they have given such a great off. So your sales should start somewhere in the mid of the season, giving 10% off. Then another 15 days you can put 25% off. Another 15 days it should go to 30%. Another 15 days, when it is the onset of the next season, you should put an off of 50%. Let's say you can put a banner 2 days off for 70%. Big companies are doing that they give an off or major discount only for 2 days. And when people are crazy of that particular brand, they will definitely go. The footfall is maximum on those 2 days when you're giving a major discount. So you don't have to keep a discount majorly on all time of throughout the season, but yes, you have to specify that this is the 2 days which are being majorly for the off. Now how you have to convey this to your consumer? You can take your email IDs or the phone numbers, and you can give regular updates to your consumer, like all other companies are doing, that yes, when a new stock is being entered, the immediately message has to be delivered to the consumer that yes, new stock has been added. So what will happen once the consumer know yes, new stock has been added, definitely they will come and visit your store, and obviously they will buy the product. In a ready-made garment, let's say you can also have add-on of unstitched fabrics also, where you can have your tailor also, where you are making customized products for your consumer. Let's say consumer is coming and the size is not being fitting into small, this medium size also doesn't fit him, large size is also not fittable to him. So what can you do? Another way is you can go in for customized services, where you are keeping a similar fabric which is being stitched there, and those unstitched fabrics you can take the measurement of your consumer and have a look exactly what is being there sold in the ready-made form. So unstitched fabrics you can have for coats, you can have for pants, you can can have for shirts, even t-shirts. Then you can give in printing facilities also. You can get the garments printed also for your consumer. Dyeing facilities should be available, that what are colors your consumer is, he or she wants. So you should always have gray fabric ready. Whites and beiges are the gray fabric that are there, which are dyeable, so that if your consumer says I want red color, you should never say no. The most important concept of marketing is never say no to your consumer. You should always have an answer to whatever query your consumer is having. Then another unstitched, you can go in for kids wear also. You can, because kids wear is a market which is not readily available, so you can have something for your kids also. Plus in female category, you should always have unstitched fabric for salwars, for shirts, and especially the dupatta market, where, because in Punjab, fulkari, which is a very known handicraft of Punjab, you can tap that market also, get the products made in beautiful colors and combinations, and then that can be sold off to your consumer. You can reduce the cost of the product. Obviously, once you've done the costing, major costing is the raw material. Now you have to see who is your client. If you're going in for a middle class, then you have to have the fabric, which is, you should not have a very high range of cotton fabric. Why? Because if the fabric is expensive, then your entire costing will go high, because 50 to 60% of any cost of the garment is the cost of the fabric. So one is that you need to cut down on, you have to cut down on the wastage of the fabric. How you can save? If a particular garment can be made in 0.9 centimeter, 0 centimeter, you should never spend 1 meter, because that 10 centimeter is the money that has been saved. Another is you have to save upon accessories. Plus you have to see the thread consumption, that what thread meterage is being going on, plus the transportation cost. You should always try and save upon the transportation and other overheads. Now you should not try and hold on the machine running for 8 hours when the work is being done only for 2 hours. You are wasting the electricity that is being used. So you have to see, you have to increase the productivity and the output, plus the logistic factors, the transportation, everything has to be cut down to the minimum cost if you want to save upon the your costing and earn your profit. So overheads have to be managed, and that you have to see how you can manage the overheads. Let's say you have 5 orders. So 5 orders, you have to really see how you have to go about. For example, let's say all the 5 orders needs dyeing. Now you should not go you are giving one fabric to the dyer, coming back, then you are again giving the next fabric. You have to collaborate your work, make a time and action sheet, so that you understand what product has to be done and with what particular item has to be tackled at what time. If any problem that is basically related to quality aspect. Now if any problem has occurred, for example at the customer point, if the color has bled, color is bleeding in the product after the wash program has been done, so you should not say that you cannot change immediately. The first step should be, you should rectify the problem. You should take back the garment that is being there, and you have to change that garment for your customer if it is a genuine case. Another thing is that before you sell off the garment, you should always convince your customer, and you have to tell the information what particular wash program that particular product will desire. If the color will bleed, let's say there are the natural colors, they will definitely bleed. So you have to tell your consumer beforehand that those particular products have to be washed in plain water. It should not be hot, and hand wash. Now if that particular instructions will be followed, your 50% problems will be solved. Otherwise, if there is some kind of a problem, then you have to rectify. And obviously again I'm going to say, never say no to your consumer, because consumer is the king. Now if you're going to say no to one consumer, that means 10 consumers are gone off from your outlet.